It's the Tony Rose Show, D93, and we are joined by one of the, best actors you're going to find in Hollywood. You've seen him in so many movies, so many TV shows. We know him from Yellowstone. We know him from Justified, which is one of my favorite all-time shows. And, of course, Band of Brothers, so many more, Captain America, and now one of the stars of the new movie, The Shift. It is the legendary Neal McDonough. Neal, good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing great, Tony. How are you?
Man, when you see your IMDb, or you just flip on the TV and there's another movie or there's another show that you're in, your resume is astounding. I mean, we've seen you in so many things. Is there a part that when you go back and you watch it again, you go, you're still kind of like blown away, I guess, sometimes at the career you've had and some of the shows and some of the projects that you've been part of, some legendary projects that you've been part of?
Look, Tony, once I do that, I'm not a person to kind of look in the rearview mirror too much.
Yeah.
I'm focused on what I'm doing at this moment and how I can propel myself forward to be a better dad, better husband, better actor, better everything for God. That's kind of how I roll with my life.
Yeah.
So every time I look back, I kind of get nervous or I don't want to jinx it or anything because I've been blessed so much to be in 100 movies and thousands of hours of television and get to play these incredible characters all around the world and such. And now I get to produce all these films alongside my wife, Reve, which is, I can't think of a luckier guy than me that I get to do what I love to do alongside my best friend, my wife. And put our kids in some movies. Sometimes they're working the stunt department, sometimes they're working craft service, sometimes they get a part. But it's the McDonough family business now, and it's. I got to tell you, I'm so excited about The Shift. You asked what some of my favorite parts are. You nailed them. Anyone who says they love Justified so much, there's something near and dear to Quarles. He was just such a man,
bad dude, but yeah,
awesome character to play. Yeah, and it was great. But I always go back to Band of Brothers because that's where I met my wife. Those guys are still my best friends. Buck Compton became like another father figure to me in my life, and to play American heroes like that, knowing that they gave their selves so we could have the freedoms that we all have today, I don't take that lightly, and I don't. I'm so blessed that God chose me to be part of Band of Brothers for all the amazing reasons, and it's kind of incredible.
It was one of the most beautifully crafted miniseries I've ever seen. I think ever made, really. And just like I said, the ensemble cast that was part of that, but everybody, your role to everybody involved in it, just simply beautiful. And what a great story it was told. But moving along, though, The Shift. A little bit different vibe here. A little
different vibe on The Shift. Yeah, in fact, they first called me and they said, "Hey, we want you to do this new film called The Shift." I'm like, "Okay, great. What's the character?" And they said, "The devil." I said, "No, I'm out. I can't do it." And I went home and I told my wife and I said, "Honey, they want me to play the devil in this movie." And she's like, "Oh, that's a bit much." And then we started talking about it and we prayed on it. And she said, "Okay, here's my 2 cents. You're probably the best villain in Hollywood. You probably have one of the closest relationships to the Lord in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So out of respect, you kind of have to play this role and figure out a way to infuse some humanity inside this character, because at some point, Lucifer was one of God's guys.
Right.
So maybe there's something inside the devil that you could play that makes him realize, why can't I have what this other guy has? He has so much belief. How did I fall off track so far?" And there's a moment in it that I pulled that off, and I'm really proud of it. And to play someone obviously so dark and so conniving and so charming as an actor is one thing, but as a human being to play that kind of character, I had to figure out where there was some kind of goodness in there. And who knows? I've said before, maybe the devil will watch something like this and realize, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. It's time to go back to the good side. You never know. So, but it's one of those performances that I don't look at my performances. I don't go back and look at my films. If there's a premiere, I generally tuck out the back door with Reve after the red carpet and have a nice dinner while everyone else watches the film.
Right.
But this one I have to watch because I'm so interested in seeing what everyone else thinks also.
The movie is The Shift. It's a science fiction kind of alternate universe, time jumping alternate reality movie that just from the trailer alone, it sucks you in. And of course, your character, the benefactor in it, not a good dude from what I can pick up just from watching the trailer. I can't wait to see how the story unfolds, like you were saying, this Friday when it hits theaters nationwide.
Well, the amazing thing about it, it's a faith-friendly film for sure, through Angel Studios. But what you just said, Tony, it touches things that not really any other faith-friendly film has done by talking about sci-fi, by talking about what is life really about, with lots of action in there, a huge love story. There's all kinds of great, amazing things in this film, which is why I think the film's going to do really, really well. I think when people see this, they're going to tell more friends and think, hey, you got to see The Shift. This isn't just your regular Hollywood type of film. This is a film with passion and with meaning and with lessons to be learned, and I couldn't be prouder of it. But before I go any further, you're in Nashville, correct?
Yes.
So my dear friend Gary Sinise just moved back to the Nashville area, and I would love everyone back there to say some prayers for Gary. His wife has gone through an illness, and his son is going through a very hard illness right now. So everyone out there, if they could pray for Gary and his whole family, I think that would just be a wonderful thing.
We've had him on the show, one of the kindest men we've had on the show, a great man, a lot of faith in him as well, and what he's done for so many troops out there and so many folks in need. Definitely good thoughts and prayers his way for sure. The Sinise Foundation, he has a heart that is beyond words.
Gary is one of the most decent and unbelievable human beings that I know, and that he's going through this right now. It's really challenging. So whatever you have out there for prayers, give it to Gary and his family, because what he does for America is just unbelievable.
Neal McDonough, you, sir, are a true class act in the world of Hollywood. There needs to be more like you out there, buddy. We appreciate what you've given us, what you continue to give us, and we can't wait to see The Shift this Friday. They can see it nationwide. They can find out more online as well and find out all the great work you're doing there as well with you and your wife and your family. Continue best of luck. It's a real honor to have you on, and we wish you guys a happy holiday season.
Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you so much.